We've got a great show for you lined up today. It's all Corps of Cadets themed, and we've got a few handsome gentlemen in front of me that are representing Corps. And we have Jerry Spencer and Sam Johnson. And go ahead, guys, tell us maybe what's your class, your major, what outfit you're in.
Well, I'll begin. My name is Jerry Spencer, and I'm serving as this year's Darling Recruiting Company Commander. I'm part of Company S1, though. That's my home outfit. I'm a senior, just like Sam over here. I'm not wearing my boots today, but my major is history, and that's what I'm doing today.
Yeah, and I'm Sam Johnson, and I'm a senior in Company B1. I'm the B1 recruiting officer, which means I deal with all the recruiting stuff at B1. I'm a history major, and that's pretty much it.
Cool. Well, I guess you're here to tell us more about how recruiting is for the Corps. Do you go out to high schools? Do high school kids come here on campus? Like, what does that whole process start like?
Well, in essence, what we do is we have about 150 volunteers that go out through the state of Texas all year round. And we have events running almost every single day, both on campus and off campus and throughout the state of Texas. We have our big flagship program, which is Spend the Night with the Corps, which is a program that runs every week. And we have cadets that actually, or prospective students, excuse me, that live with the cadets overnight and get to experience the Corps on a 24-hour period. And so, I mean, we have that cycling all through the year round.
Okay, so I guess when they're here spending the night, you try to be on your best behavior and not scare them away too much, I guess.
Well, we try and keep them to have a realistic view of the Corps. You know, you can't be too nice about it, because then when they get here, they won't want to stay in the Corps, you know, if they don't see what it's actually like. And so it's kind of a more of a experience so that they can see if they really want to join the Corps or not. And so some people will come here and say, oh, this isn't for me, and then some people come here and say, you know, I really like this, I really want to do this.
Cool, okay. Well, I guess when you guys joined the Corps, came here to A&M, what made you want to join the Corps? I guess family tradition, or I guess what do you think that is?
My family's been in the Corps for a very long time, for many generations, and so it was kind of a given that I would, number one, come here to A&M, and number two, I would join the Corps. But more than that, though, I had some scholarships to other schools that I could have chosen, but I decided to come to the Corps at A&M because I wanted to be a part of something that was a lot bigger than myself and really embrace the Aggie family and find the best way to serve that family, and so I thought the Corps of Cadets would serve that. And I was looking for a challenge. That doesn't help to hurt either.
Well, I just came here. I knew Texas A&M was a great military school, a lot of military tradition, and I'm pursuing an Army career after college. So I knew Texas A&M would be a great fit for that. The Corps is a great lifestyle, and it prepares you. It doesn't, you know, it's not the exact military experience, but it prepares you to further any type of military career after it. And so I was really excited to just come here and experience that. So.
Okay, great. Well, I guess, could you explain to us a little history of the Corps, brief history for those of us who don't know, myself and any viewers out there that are a little unfamiliar with what the Corps does?
Well, I mean, the history of the Corps is the university itself. When the university opened, so did the Corps. And every student in the university up until 1968 was in the Corps itself. And I mean, pretty much before that time, almost every single person either commissioned into the Army or commissioned into another service. And so it was really military-oriented training, whether it was the cavalry or the artillery or something. They wanted to prepare them to become Army officers. And that was the whole goal and intent. But over time, more and more people were coming to A&M that did not want to pursue a military career. And so what they were is they were cadets that we call drill and ceremony, and that's what I am. I'm not going into the military after college, and so I'm a drill and ceremonies cadet. But over time, even that distinction didn't mean so much, and the university was not growing as fast and as rapidly as they wanted it to. And so what they decided to do was admit non-Corps members into the university outright, and that's when the university really began to expand. And the Corps numbers have declined slightly, but I mean, they have remained pretty much the same, even though the university has grown exponentially. So it's kind of a basic history of the Corps.
Okay. Well, I guess my question is, when you're recruiting high schoolers, why would they want, I guess, versus joining the military right out of high school? Is that kind of what you do? Say, hey, come here first. It's a good dry run, I guess.
Well, with that aspect of it, the military aspect, you have to go to college, or many people go to college in order to become officers in the military. And if you're going to go into the military right out of high school, you're going to be an enlisted military member. And a lot of people come here to pursue what they call contracts or scholarships, and they can get their college paid for, they get everything taken care of, and then they get to they get to commission afterward, and they commission it as a second lieutenant in the Army, or they go into the Navy or Marines or Air Force. So that's why people come to college instead of just enlisting right out.
Okay, so it's definitely a benefit of having that bachelor degree before you head out there. I guess, what do you guys want to do? I noticed, Mr. Johnson, you said you wanted to join the military, I guess. Or Jerry, your real world job, what do you want to do once you graduate at A&M?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to law school. And so hopefully I'll, try to become a lawyer after that time. And so that's my current plan. But what I think the Corps does, and in reference to your previous question, for those people that aren't joining the military, it's a challenge, an opportunity to do something that you wouldn't be able to do just every day. And it affords you a place where you can go into a foreign environment and try to thrive in it. And that's really what you want to be able to do in any time, in any career path. No matter what we're going to be doing in our future careers, we want that challenge to be able to try to make ourselves better at what we do and stronger mentally, physically, and spiritually. And that's what the Corps afforded me. And so that's why I think that it's going to prepare for me for law school and my future career.
Okay, great. I guess when you have high schoolers coming and trying to get them to join the Corps, how do you get them into the outfits or companies that they eventually end up in? What's the process of them being sorted through, I guess?
Well, a big part of that is what they want their major to be. So you'll have some outfits, and every outfit's kind of coordinated into whether it's a technical major, as in like engineering or something like that, or it's liberal arts, anything that has to do with what your major is. And so outfits are separated that way. And what we'll do is we'll put prospects into outfits that have technical majors, and so they get to see what it's like to go to class with a person that's an engineering student or something like that. And so when they get here, if they're an engineering student, they'll be like in my outfit, we are a technical outfit, so we have engineers and biology majors and things like that. And that's pretty much the only way we separate them. And then you have Army, Navy, Marine, and then Air Force outfits as well. And so it's categorized like that. And of course, if you want to join the band, you're going to join the band outfits. And, but it's all broken down pretty much by major.
Okay. So I guess, as you said, maybe recruitment numbers are a little low, not low, but maybe flattening out. What have y'all done in the past or right now to kind of boost those numbers?
Well, actually, I mentioned that over a trend of 40 years. And so, you have to understand, the numbers have remained the same, but what I want to point out is that almost every single state in this union had a senior military college, and that's what the designation of the A&M's Corps of Cadets is a senior military college. And so we have actually remained the same, whereas all of those other senior military colleges have disappeared off the face of the map. And there's only 5 senior military colleges left in the United States. And so even though it looks like, it appears as if we're stagnating, in fact, we're doing a tremendous lot more than all the other states in the Union, including all the senior military colleges. We're the largest out of all of them. Moreover, in recent years, our numbers have actually been going up. For instance, this past year was the largest recruiting class in 12 years. And so what we were trying to do is trying to find a way to better reach out our vision and what A&M is all about to those students. And so we're, me and Sam are both very happy about the fact that we're seeing a lot of prospective students who are very interested and very engaged in what's going on with the recruiting and with the Corps. I think one of the challenges that we face is that, like the Aggie family, it's very intangible. It's hard to grasp exactly what the A&M family is and what it stands for. Similarly, it's just like the Corps of Cadets. How are you going to tell a high school student about the intangibilities of a challenge?
Right.
And that's the real hardship that we face.
Okay. Well, thanks so much, guys, for joining us. Hopefully, we've convinced a few of our viewers to look into the Corps, and we'll be right back.
There is a moment when you know you'll never be the same. A moment when their genius sparks a new way to see, to think, to be more.
Big idea!
Defining moments, definitive portraits of the icons of our time. American Masters. Only on PBS.
Welcome back, everyone. We have two new members from the Corps of Cadets here with us, and it is JT Green and Tyler Hopping, and they're here to talk about Fish Drill Team with us for a little bit. I guess, Tyler, if you could go ahead, really, what is Fish Drill Team and how long has it been around?
Well, Fish Drill Team's been around since 1947, and it's made up of just freshmen. And every year, any freshman in the Corps can try out for the team. It's usually about 350 that try out on the first day, and they go through a year of learning drill with rifles and compete in national competition at Tulane University. And by the end of the year, there's usually only about 30 to 40 freshmen. We don't cut anyone. They pretty much cut themselves. So, yeah, I guess that kind of attests to how demanding it is.
Right. Okay, so JT, how many of these guys, I guess, do you need ROTC experience beforehand, or what qualifications do you need to excel in FDT?
Basically, the qualifications is just a freshman in the Corps of Cadets. Any freshman in the Corps of Cadets is allowed to go out and participate in it. We consider them Fish Drill Team candidates until they actually earn their cord, which will normally be around mid-second semester. But as for qualifications, though, just as long as you're a freshman in the Corps of Cadets, you have the opportunity to go out. And if they're willing to strive to, put out for the organization, it's deal with the time management skills that are necessary in actually succeeding, learning the drill. Because what happens is you're not just doing the Corps of Cadets, you're also on the side dealing with a special unit organization as well. So it adds a little bit more onto your plate. So as long as they're willing to strive for that, then they're able to participate.
Okay, so you're both upperclassmen and you're advisors for FDT. What exactly do you guys do, not being freshmen?
Well, there's every year, at the end of the year, there's 7 sophomores that are picked to move on and train the next year of freshmen. And then in charge of them will be 2 juniors and 1 senior advisor. I'm a junior and JT is a senior this year, and it's pretty much the sophomore's job to train the fish. They're pretty much the backbone of the training on this team, and the juniors are pretty much there just to guide the sophomores, and he's there just to guide the entire team.
Okay, I noticed you mentioned the competition that you guys go to at Tulane. Could you just explain to us, I guess, JT, how that happens every year?
Throughout the year, we start them off with teaching them the fundamentals of drill, and then later on in the year, we'll break them off into 5 subcategories, which will be inspection, regulation, exhibition, squad, and then color guard. And once you actually get to Tulane, which typically happens between mid-February and early March, once you get the inspectors from the Marine Corps will actually grade them on those particular subcategories.
So I guess, do you guys travel throughout the whole year other than to Louisiana?
We do parades, usually in the general area. Do Christmas parade in Bryan every year. We usually go up to Frisco for a parade, but as of right now, the only competition we go to is at Tulane in New Orleans.
Okay, so that's good. A lot of community members, if they can come out and see you guys wherever you're performing.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Is there do you guys have a website, or can we watch videos of you on YouTube or something?
Actually, every single year at Tulane, all the parents get together and they'll videotape us, and within probably an hour of the competition, it's always put up on YouTube.
Okay. I know that there's special qualifications, I guess, for your uniform with the Corps, maybe the stoles or the cords. What exactly separates your uniform